Podcast. Max Cash, the future AEW champion. You can see me right now. 2 seconds. There you go. You see me? Yep.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, Smackdown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage.
We're all ready. And we're live right now, Jay. We're live. We're live right now. It's NXT 2.0. Nope, it's just NXT Black and Gold. We're making sure. Triple H wanted to shock the system. Just like your shirt says, he wanted to shock the system. Jay, how you doing tonight, man? Welcome back to Wrestling with Savage.
I'm doing good. I want to give the audience a good view of my shirt because it's classic. So yeah.
You just had like
especially
Mr.
Mr. Controversy himself. First of all, Bobby Fish is on it. Mr. Impact himself is on it. That's why I'm starting to watch Impact, but we'll get into that another day.
That seems like a complete waste of time, but you know, if you want to watch Impact.
Oh, you see? You're a hater, man. Oh.
I'm not a hater, but I don't like what happened with Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish is on fire right now. Bobby Fish is doing one of the craziest interviews wherever he goes, talking shit about CM Punk, man. It's funny.
Well, I gotta watch that if that's the case. That's great, but I'm just saying what Bobby Fish did in AEW, kind of not cool. He was kind of being a spy for Triple H, trying to convince people to come over to WWE. And then he didn't get anybody, so Triple H didn't sign him because he dropped the ball and couldn't bring anybody with him. And then Tony,
I have a question.
Tony didn't re-sign him because he did what he did. And then, of course, he's a professional wrestler. So what other option is left? He went to Impact.
Okay, Bobby Fish as a singles. I'm gonna ask you this question: do you remember his run in NXT?
It was good, yeah. North American champion, right?
Before he teamed up with Kyle.
Yeah, tag team champion, North American champion. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he was going and doing the singles battle with that. I think Bobby Fish, this is me, had a better run in AEW than he had in NXT as a singles.
Yeah,
I think his matches as singles were awesome. Even the CM Punk that he said that, what he said about.
No, that was a good match.
That was a good match, but,
Bobby Fish is great. I'm not saying anything about his wrestling. He's an awesome wrestler, man. He's really good in the ring. He's got a good moveset. But he didn't really get his big push in NXT until he joined, Adam Cole and, Roderick Strong and, Kyle O'Reilly. That's when they started getting their push and being over. But as far as singles goes in AEW, yeah, he looked way stronger in AEW.
I'm just going to end it with this. It's funny how Bobby Fish and Kyle are a great freaking tag team. They're recognized throughout all over, no matter where they go. But they're so better at being singles, each of them. And I could take Fish. And I like Fish, how he came in Impact debut. So I like to see what happens. Let's see.
I mean, I would have rather seen him come back to NXT than go to Impact. That would have been fun at least. Mix things up, have a big singles run. You never had the NXT Championship. But like I said, I think Triple H got tight that he couldn't bring anybody with him. And what does it say about Bobby Fish if he couldn't bring anybody with him? Like, nobody?
This is what I'm going to say. Controversy pays. That's
absolutely. Did you hear about CM Punk? He's going to be inducting Raven into the Hall of Fame? The Impact Hall of Fame.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So that's probably going to be the next time we see Punk on TV, which is going to be, I'm assuming, at Bound for Glory.
Oh, so next month.
Yeah. So Punk will be on TV, but he doesn't. Well, Tony doesn't own Impact, right? He just works with him. He owns Ring of Honor. Imagine he buys Impact.
I think it's Scott D'Amore.
Scott D'Amore.
That manages Impact. Maybe I have his last name is Amore. Yeah.
I don't know. I might start watching Impact for the next couple of months.
I believe he runs. I know, but I believe he runs the whole shit. That's what
I might actually watch Impact for the next few weeks at least, or maybe 2 months, just up until Bound to Glory, and I'm going to give it a judgment call for the year 2022. And after I'm done, I'm going to let everybody know, should they watch Impact in 2023 or no?
I always tell people this, just to end it. I always tell people this, that Bound for Glory is their WrestleMania. So
Yes.
if you're not a fan of Impact, it's always fun to watch that pay-per-view because something always happens. Somebody comes out, it gets crazy, title change hands. So I'm definitely going to watch it.
I mean, I was tuning into NWA Power Hour once in a while in the car here and there. That was pretty fun. But Impact, I actually watched about half an hour of Impact last week just because I was sitting around. I wasn't doing anything. I put it on and it happened to be, who's that guy with the paint on, like Frankenstein? He was fighting Heath Slater. I think his name's PCO. He's like a big Frankenstein-looking guy. Ended up fucking losing to Heath Slater, but not before getting dropped on maybe 30 steel chairs in a pile. Then he gets up. He walks into the ring with like 9 chairs. And then Heath Slater it was bad. It wasn't good. I don't know.
Pretty bad.
It was bad, but let's get into NXT real quick. Live from the NXT Performance Center. We have Alana. His name's Alana, right? Or Lana Dragunov? What's the right way to say his first name?
I think it's Ilya.
Ilya Dragunov opens NXT. He says, I have a heart like a gladiator. I was nothing, just burning will and human perseverance. I became a czar because pain has always been my best friend. So I returned to repeat history and I returned to achieve my destiny. One more time, I will beat another unbeatable machine to claim gold. This time his name is not Gunther. His name is Braun Breaker. Of course, JD McDonough doesn't like this, so he has to come out. He says, these people don't know, but I do. You're a sneaky rat, and you followed me to America. Dragunov, I remember beating you and getting you out of NXT UK. After I was done with you, JD says you had to forfeit the title because I broke your body. JD went on to say that if I have to end you one more time, I will end your career. JD says, use your brain, meathead. Braun Breaker comes out. Use your brain, meathead. I am the #1 contender for that title. And I just had a great idea. Why don't you two just beat the snot out of each other? And after that, I'll take my shot. Braun says, my math is always correct. So you have a 33.3% chance of winning. 1, 2, 3. Let's make this a triple threat. I'll see you boys at Halloween Havoc. So we are going to get a triple threat match for that NXT Championship. And this is actually, whether you want to admit it or not, because I know how you feel about one of these guys, but this is going to be a good match, bro. This is going to be a good match. Dragunov is on another playing field right now, bro. He might have more intensity than anybody on the entire roster.
Maybe.
He's good. He's really good.
He's good. Everybody was good. I can't even believe I'm saying JD was even good.
He was. This delivered. This was classic, nice promo.
The meat headline was great, especially when he controlled the crowd. And he's like, no way we're going to get that triple threat. No way. Get out of here. He's controlling the crowd. I still don't like JD, so don't get me wrong. Dragunov comes off with intensity. His facial shows it. He gets red real quick. I think he meant it. I believe it as a fan when he was saying, yeah, I'm a gladiator. I beat an unbeatable machine, and now the unbeatable machine I got to beat now is Braun Breaker. And Braun comes out all smiling, and, I'm still going to take Braun Breaker at the end of the day because I always say Tony D would be the champ. So I'm still going Braun. I don't see JD. I'm sorry. He's less than 200 pounds. I can't see him as a champion. It'll be a joke. And Dragunov, I think it's just too early to just pull the trigger and say, here you go. You've been away for so long, and now you come and you cut this promo. Now we're going to just hand you the belt. I don't think that's just going to happen. So this is a 5-star promo. I can't believe I'm even saying that, even when JD's in it, because I hate his guts.
No, I have to agree with you, though. I agree with you. For what NXT is, which is, developmental, these 3 guys, they're all students of the game at this point. They're all really good. They're getting close to their peak. I feel like Dragunov is if you talk about experience and just sheer presence, I even feel he has a better presence than Braun Breaker, because Braun's still pretty fresh meat, but he's good fresh meat. And I loved his line, a little homage to his father. Well, not his father, I'm sorry, his uncle. I still think Scott Steiner's his real dad, and he just gave him to his brother. He's like, yeah, he's your son. Big Papa Pump, man. He looks like Big Papa Pump.
He's a genetic freak himself, man. Braun is the future.
Braun is great. He's winning over a lot of fans. That belt looks good on him. This should
That's
make
the
him
belt
look...
you gotta put in the back. You gotta put that belt in the back.
I can't do that, man. I already bought one NXT belt, man. Listen, I'll tell you what.
But that's the old
if you buy it, I'll buy it, okay?
I won't. I'm NXT for life, man. That's
so you buy the belt, and then I buy the belt. We buy it together.
It's on sale, man. It's on sale, man.
If you show me a picture of you with that stupid fucking belt.
You see?
That's remnants of 2.0. I can't buy that because this belt's coming back, Jay. Either that or a brand new one is a different one. So I wouldn't even buy that one if I were you. I would wait until the new one gets revealed. I wouldn't.
You should buy it. But 5 stars, man.
5 star, yeah. It was. It lived up to it, and I'm very excited about this match. I think and they did make it official. He said Halloween Havoc, so it's not going to be NXT Takeover. It's going to be Halloween Havoc, which is good to know that we got some confirmation on that. It was nice to see. We see a big brawl between Gallus and Briggs and Jensen, which apparently this is going to be the main event later tonight. And they didn't really do much else to hype it up besides this little brawl in the beginning. Nothing crazy. Did you have any thoughts on the brawl?
Nah, not at all. It was too fast.
Yeah,
it was bad. Second,
it was too fast, just like this next promo, and I wish this next promo could have lasted 30 minutes. I just want to watch Mandy Rose as much as I can, for as long as I can. Fallon Henley is about to find out what happens when you mess with the baddest bitch in the game. Toxic Attraction looking great, making their way to the ring. Just a quick touch on the bloodline. You see the bloodline right there. Sami is an honorary Uso. Alright, shout out to Sami Zayn. Wikipedia has officially changed the description of Sami Zayn to say that he is a Samoan Canadian, Jay. Did you know this?
Pretty bad. I can't believe we even talking about it.
Samoan Canadian. Next, we're going to get a promo from Joe Gacy and the Schism. We continue to grow, and you will be right back where you started. Cameron Grimes, says Joe Gacy. With the dyads, there's some screenshots there of Joe Gacy there. But let's get right back to something that looks way better than Joe Gacy, and that's this match coming up between Fallon Henley versus Mandy Rose, who just happens to be with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. Mandy Rose picks up the win in impressive fashion. Fallon Henley has been kissed by the Rose. Nasty flying knee to the face of Henley. Not a bad match, though I think Mandy carried the match for sure. I didn't like that 1-foot drop kick that Fallon did early in the match. That was pretty brutal to watch. But Mandy's Mandy, picked up the win. Her finish looked hella fucking strong, convincingly strong. So I'll give it a 3 for Mandy. I'll give it a 3. Just for Mandy.
I mean, it was just an average match. I'm going 2.5. I'm not going to go 3. Henley didn't really do much besides the right hand on the outside. Rose had the nice fallaway slam and then that knee to the face. But give credit to Henley, which is why it's a 2.5, for taking that shot. And the replay looked really good on it. So I give her credit to that. 2.5. It was nothing really glamorous about this match.
Yeah, no, they pretty much locked up. You know, she had her in a submission, Mandy Rose, for a little bit. Fallon Henley pulled off a little offense, a couple of shoves, a couple of kicks. They traded exchanges, but then that finish by Mandy, that knee is fantastic, and I love the way she pins her opponents. Just like, it shows a lot of intensity into the pin. I want to win. It's over. You're not kicking out. And for visual, does it get better than that? Mandy Rose gets up. She cuts another promo. Says, I know you are jealous, Alba Fire, that I dominated 2 continents while you were throwing logs on a fire. You can keep throwing those logs on that fire, but I'm the one that starts the fires. Alba comes out, says you may be champion, but here is how I communicate. And, you know, she has a little bat. She didn't even come out. This was like a video that she showed of her having a bat on fire. And they pan out, and you see the flames like a Dark Knight. And it says, "and new." She was too lazy to write champion, I guess?
This is just writing on the walls that Mandy Rose is definitely walking out as champion because of this freaking video. This was horrible. I can't believe I even seen this with my own eyes. I got blinded for a second. I had to go and rinse my eyes out.
Yo,
I'm glad it's over.
Son,
I'm not rating this piece of shit.
Son, this next promo was fucking hilarious. Fucking Apollo Crews again. Tells Grayson Waller, keep an eye out because I'm coming for you, bitch. You know, they have him in the parking lot with a leather jacket again. They show, you know, a lot of replays of what happened last week. But the best part is when they showed this picture of Grayson Waller, and now his eyes are all red. And, you know, obviously it's not real. This is just a vision that Apollo Crews is having. And this is going to set off Grayson Waller. But, you know, in the back, they put something in his eyes. He's great. His facials, his work has been excellent this year. We'll see what happens next year for this guy. Apollo
next
Crews.
week.
I actually like this promo. I'm actually going to rate it a 4. It got me more intrigued for their rivalry.
I don't like Apollo Crews promo.
Oh, that's okay.
Whack.
It's okay. You don't have to like him. We do get a segment from Dragunov and Zion Quinn. They talk a little trash. Says, if someone gave me the ball, I would never drop it, says Zion. Dragunov says, I'd love you to ask me, but no one will ever call you champion. Let's see who's right. The ball is in your court. Of course, later in the night, they're going to announce Zion Quinn and Dragunov are going to have a match, which got me hyped. I thought that was the main event of the night. That should have been the main event of the night. It was a great match, but we'll get into that match later because right now we're going to be talking about the NXT North American qualifying match. We're not talking. No, not yet. Wait. Stop. I'm gonna stop.
NXT, and now he's back, Savage.
You can talk about him. You can talk about him later tonight. Relax.
You see that?
Look, we just lost 3 viewers because of you. Nobody cares about Zion Quinn. Nobody cares.
They care. They're just jealous.
Sorry. They don't care. Listen, we'll talk about Zion Quinn tonight during his match. You'll get a chance to go on.
5-star segment. 5-star segment.
I shouldn't even bring it up. I should have just skipped it. But I got hyped. I did get hyped for the match. But let's get into the match at hand, which is Wesley versus Tony D'Angelo. Tony's coming out with 2 stacks. We get some traditional little wrestling. D'Angelo slings him aside with ease. Back to the lockup. Tony backs him into the corner, bends him over the turnbuckles. Long story short, they were having a little match here. They were going back and forth. You got a nice little drop toe hold. You got a nice body scissors takeover, big drop kick. There was some good moves coming up, but in the end, it was bad. Tony got hurt. Tony blew out his, looked like his right knee. It sucks.
That's what happens when you're the Don in NXT 2.0.
Wesley wins by referee stoppage, and he qualifies for the NXT North American Championship ladder match at Halloween Havoc. Stacks was trying to get into the match many times. D'Angelo was trying to stop him, which I thought that was kind of weird too. But then he just blew out his knee, and they didn't even, Wesley actually genuinely looked shocked and disappointed. He looked like he was disappointed because he was probably going to win this match because they've been shitting on Tony D. Imagine Tony D faked the injury just so he wouldn't have to lose to Wesley. If that's true, then he's a fucking genius.
Probably did.
That's a possibility. You have to think about these things. People don't think about that.
He's not back though. So
no, because he's got to fake it. Maybe he had a little something, but he wasn't saying anything, and this was the perfect reason. You never know, man. Anyway, I wonder what Florida's going to do now, because they're in Orlando. They're going to get hit by that hurricane, or is that just Tampa? There's a huge hurricane coming to Florida, right? They're talking about 10 feet of water surge.
I'm aware though.
It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain 2 feet, and the oceans are gonna rise 10 feet. It's gonna be bad.
I'm aware, but good luck.
Tampa.
Prayers.
Tampa Bay.
Prayers.
The Tampa Bay coastline. Tampa's about 3-4 hours from Orlando, but I think, a hurricane's pretty big. They're probably going to get hit by it a little bit. We get a promo now. Also, just so you know, during this match between Wesley and Tony D'Angelo, you had Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams watching in the back on the monitor. Got some screenshots here of the match that you see Wesley, some high-flying action, taunting Tony. Stacks behind Tony. You see them get into a little bit. Tony was losing his mind because Stacks kept trying to come in the ring like 2-3 times. For a second I thought Tony was going to win this match, but when he went down, there's the look of shock on Wesley's face. We get a little interview now between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams with Mackenzie. Trick and Carmelo. Carmelo saying, Mackenzie, I don't feel anything about Wesley. Ask him how he feels about us slamming his head in the locker. The new guy, Oro, interrupts, says, I look forward to our match. Hayes says, I respect your drip, but at Halloween Havoc, it's every man for himself. You have any thoughts on that one?
Pretty bad. I don't like this new guy. I'm not feeling it. He looks like a fake, generic Carmelo Hayes. So
it was pretty bad. We get another little video reminder of Sol Ruca, who's going to be having her debut match momentarily. They're showing us surfing and rocking. We also get to see Raquel Rodriguez talking about what it means to be a wrestler, a Hispanic wrestler, because it's celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. And I think Raquel is a great choice to represent that strong woman. We got a nice shot here of Vic Joseph with Raid Barrett. And they're going to let us know about the next vignette we're about to see, which is going to be a day in the life of Elton Prince and Kip Wilson. Your NXT Tag Team Champions, boy. Yes, boy. Jay, this vignette was incredible. Now,
this is what happens when you believe in NXT 2.0, not the original Black and Yellow. This is what we make. We make video productions and we make it look amazing. And Pretty Deadly just delivered on all cylinders in this video package here. Love it. 5-star.
This was actually a 5-star promo. I mean, I don't know what's really happening here. Are these guys a couple? They're coming off as a couple.
No, they're not. They're just playing off like the belts are the couple,
The belts are the couple. I like that. That's good. That's a good way of looking at it.
The camera angle is on the belt, if you notice. So
it
was zooming in.
Yeah.
So
sometimes, yes.
They're basically the belts, in other words.
Right now, I'm showing our audience many screenshots from this vignette. Tonight, I have over 200 different screenshots because I have a new little format here. So right now, people are really getting to see. Right now, the picture they're seeing right now is where they're laying in bed at the end of the video, and then it says their name, the logo, Pretty Deadly. But yeah, I give that a 5-star too. That was great, entertaining, very entertaining. We have a match now. So Ruka's going to be making her debut against a former NXT great, I guess. They called her, she was, they said she had a run. Amari Miller. I'm not familiar with Amari Miller.
Nobody really cares because we don't even know who Amari Miller is. So
I don't know what they were talking about when they were saying she's like a veteran kind of or something. They were going in. Anyway, in my opinion, watching this match, I saw two greens. I saw Soruka botching a flip, landing on her butt. She also hit an X Factor. She's very athletic. She can do a lot of flips and all that. But in my opinion, too many sunset flips. Considering how athletic she is, she did a really low drop kick that was just bad. Like, really bad.
I actually have that written down.
And she wins with the backflip leg drop.
Wasn't even a leg drop.
She did a soul running handspring stinger splash, which I thought that was horrible. It didn't look good. You see here in the screenshots, all her different movements and how she can flip. And what'd you think of this? What'd you think of this?
I think she just over tried. I don't know, or we all get it, like she's athletic, but there was just too many. I felt like I was watching Circus Velasquez in the Bronx. Like, I don't know what I was watching. It was just a bunch of cartwheels and this, and that's not my cup of tea. And do you see the part where she just did like a hand plant standing head scissor?
Yeah, that was bad.
Down Miller. That was so bad. I don't even know where to begin. The finish, you call it a leg drop. I just called it a flip over. I just thought she just flipped over. And then when I heard the 3, I was like, the match is over? I was like, wow. And they actually replayed it. And I was like, wow, these people got guts. They replayed this finish. It was so bad.
It was bad.
She is so green. Miller.
She has no business on TV.
Miller roundhouse kick looked like shit. It never even connected with Roku face. For a debut, I was not impressed. I never had standards in the first place because you and I said that we don't really care. A surfer who really cares. But now I really don't care. And to rate this man, I wouldn't even rate it.
Zero. It's a 0 star.
I wouldn't even rate
They
it.
didn't have the crowd at all. Nobody was into it. Nobody was cheering. Nobody even knew who either of these girls are. And honestly, the people on TV and the people in the arena, this is probably the first time they're seeing either one of these girls live. They might have seen Sol Rica from the vignettes or videos, but nobody has any real intrigue here. There wasn't enough build up to this debut. They just started throwing promos of her surfing this and that. She can't even go in the ring yet. So why is she getting vignettes and vignette time when she can't even go in the fucking ring? Who saw her and cleared this? I know it wasn't Triple H. Is this Shawn Michaels' new girlfriend? Is that what this is? Oh, by the way, did you hear that new story that broke out today about Shawn Michaels? In 1999, a fan from England, Shawn Michaels' diehard fan who never even met him in real life. Rich guy, too. He passed away. Do you know who he left his $2.5 million to?
Shawn Michaels?
He left it to Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels received the inheritance of $2.5 million from a fan he never even met. How fucking crazy is that? Fucking crazy.
How about this? Did he really care at that time? I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Probably had plenty of money, but he was like, oh, cool. You know, post-match, you see Ruka help up Miller. They shake hands. Good sport that she is. And now we see Cameron Grimes and the Schism walking backstage to send us to break, because next we're going to see a match between Cameron Grimes versus Joe Gacy with the Dyads. There's Joe Gacy right there walking out to the ring with his boys. There's a nice shot of Kane's son. Cameron Grimes versus Joe Gacy up next. They're making their way to the ring. Cameron Grimes comes out. Looks like it's going to be a strong match for Grimes. I'm like, all right, he's going to go out. There's 3 guys out there, but he's going to give it his best. Grimes comes out hot out the gates, kicking away at Gacy on the ropes. Grimes with clotheslines. He whips across. We get a knee lift. He sets up for a drop kick. Joe bails to the floor. The Dyads try and fail to block a cannonball off the apron. Cameron then throws Gacy back inside and gets met with a corner body avalanche and a true Uranagi. Grimes back in with a super kick, clearing the Dyad out, but Joe is able to catch him. Joe Gacy wins by pinfall with the handspring lariat. What'd you see in this?
Nothing. So bad. No chemistry between both people. Gacy with that shitty DDT that he did on Grimes that looked like crap. Grimes' slowly move to me was just the kick followed by the super kick he did to Gacy. Springboard lariat. Hey, I'm not a fan of it, but if it gets you the 3, go ahead. Dyad come to interfere, makes it even more shitty. This match was shit across the board. This is half a star. And let's face it, Grimes didn't absolutely do this shit. All he did was sell and did strikes and kicks.
If anything, this was like a squash match for Joe Gacy. I mean...
And we are not surprised how this finish was. The finish was like this. What do we say about Grimes now? Like, we had him in Braun Breaker matches, and now we put him to this? This is just bad.
I wonder why he didn't get the call-up.
He needs to. He needs to get out right now. Or his career is on the line.
Let me say, what if in like 6 months he's the one that takes the title off Braun Breaker? Would you be okay with that?
I'll be okay if he was the next challenger after the triple threat. I would be okay with it. Obviously, if he is, he's definitely.
Do you have any predictions on how this Joe Gacy Cameron Grimes thing is going to end? Do you see him actually just joining him?
I hope it ends now for Grimes' career.
That's not what I asked you. I'm asking you to make a prediction on how you think they're going to end.
I don't want to. I think it's ended. It's ended for me, for my family. I don't want to see this. And either the day, I don't want to see it.
Joe Gacy picking up the win, looking strong. Looking really strong. Kane's sons celebrating NXT Universe. Looks pretty disappointed because they all hate Joe Gacy.
They are.
You know, Cameron Grimes actually has fans. People are cheering for him. They wanted to see To the Moon. They wanted to see it. Here we have an interview with Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller is interviewed backstage. He rants about the color of his eyes and refuses to stay home next week because next week it's the Grayson Waller effect, and he's got Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez.
Oh, don't even get me started with that shit.
And
don't even get me started.
You know, he's going to hire more security to keep Apollo Crews away next week.
First of all, Savage, when you're advertising this, you have to put a little enthusiasm, okay? We're having the two pillars of NXT 2.0, or NXT if you want to so call it. Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade are going to be face-to-face next week. This is where the ratings go up to 1 million, right here. Because this is rivalry. I have told you, this is the future WrestleMania rivalry, so pay attention. This is going to steal the show. I'll be happy. Can't wait.
Well, we shall see. Cora Jade's great. Roxanne Perez, I haven't seen her in action in a while, so we're going to see how she does.
But she has the facials of a guy.
I wouldn't say that. Last video package.
I just said it.
No. Well, actually, let's get into the match first. There's a match between Nikita Lyons with Zoe Starks versus Kaden Carter with Katana Chance. We can get into them after, no problem. We can get into them. Lyons with a huge roundhouse kick and picks up the 1, 2, 3. This match was terrible. I did not like it. I thought the shots were all bad. I thought them playing around. You had, Carter just in there, spanking Nikita Lyons in the ass, playing around. You had Nikita Lyons just twerking and trying to do these handspring things that were just not bad. Does she look good in the ring? Absolutely. But is she good in the ring? No.
That's your girl, man.
She looks good in it, but she ain't good in it. There's two different things. You can look good, but it doesn't mean it is good. And it is not good. I don't care how many splits she can do. I mean, Let's face it. When you're over 300 pounds... I'm just going to say this before you go on.
Hold on.
Do you want to know? I'm saying one thing.
And you're in the ring, and you're trying to do shitty roundhouse kicks that are not even connecting, all right? This is what the end result gets. You get a shitty match.
I'm just going to say, I felt she looked better like 2 months ago. I don't know what happened. It's like she's gotten worse.
She decided to become a mid.
It's a possibility, man. She did sell one move good when, this chick drop kicked her in the face and she was leaning on the ropes. That was like the only move she sold well.
She sold nothing good.
No, that was good, but that was it. There's her picking up the win, doing her fucking pose. Zoe Stark's there holding her hand up high. Now we're going to get a video package with Andre Chase with Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Chase University. They're going to show a video of earlier today. Because of my win against Hayes, he goes on to say in Trick Williams, I have earned a spot in the North American Championship Tournament. My opponent is going to be Von Wagner next week. I will beat Von Wagner. Some guy out there from the class asks him, how confident are you that you can beat Von Wagner? You never beat him. Andre Chase goes on to call him a stupid idiot. He says, that's not a 5-star question. Every time I punch Von, I'll be thinking of your stupid face. And that's a teachable moment. What'd you think of this package? Wasn't bad.
So, be careless.
Who are the top 3 guys you hate in NXT?
Hate? Like, what do you mean with, like, I hate them? Like, oh my god, I hate them? Or I just don't want to watch them?
Either.
I just don't want to watch Chase. I think his gimmick is, like, corny, man.
Who's better, Chase or JD McDonough?
JD.
Okay.
At least his gimmick is a little dark. Chase is just like, I don't know, man. Like, just a weirdo.
It's all good. You get a shot there of Dragunov. He's going to be making his way to the ring shortly. He's wearing a robe, red and black. Looks fantastic. We're going to get a video package now from Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Nathan Frazier was going to go on to talk about how him and Axiom are now tied up 1-1. But he used to play soccer. He was a soccer player, good soccer player.
What was
Showed
the
some
point
clips
of this?
of him hitting the game-winning shot when it was time to get the win.
What was the point of this crap?
To show us how good he is at soccer.
I thought I was watching FIFA 23. I thought it was Friday already. I thought I was watching FIFA 23. This is what I thought I was watching.
Next, we're going to get a match with Ilya Dragunov versus Zion Quinn.
I'll take it over for here. So we're going to get a match with Ilya Dragunov versus my man, the X Factor, the Samoa Ghost, Zion Quinn. For the last 3 months, I've been getting laughed at by Savage and everybody else that have doubted this man. That they said, "Oh, your man is gone. We haven't seen him." Well, he was never gone. He was always the ghost, the Samoa Ghost, and he was hiding in the background. To Triple H said, "You know what? We got to bring you back because you are the blockbuster." And you heard Vic Joseph tonight saying he is the package, and you also heard Wade Barry giving him props too. So let's get into the match right here. Let's talk about Zion, how he was selling. Great facials, selling. The footwork was great. Zion Quinn had a nice hip toss, followed by the running elbow in the corner. Dragunov looked good, but you know what he did look good, Dragunov? When he ran into that Zion Quinn wall, baby. This is the wall right here. And he just ran into a brick wall, and Dragunov fell. Great spot. Let's talk about Zion Quinn with a devastating backbreaker, followed by the splash he did. Great sequence right there, Savage. I hope you're doing this. I know, great sequence right there. What about that gorgeous right hand that Quinn had that everybody was like, ooh. I was like that too on my TV. I thought it was in 3D or something. I thought it was right here in front of me. I felt it too. It was the ill right hand like that. Boom. Down right knee, Dragunov. Great spot right there. Dragunov looked good. Let's talk about how impressive Dragunov was when he did the vertical suplex followed by the right forearm. Great spot right there, setting up for, I don't know what the hell that finish is. I thought it was a European uppercut. That's how fast it happened. But then when they played it back, and I played it back after NXT was over, it looked like he just did like a little bump. Like a twisting bump, and just bumped the guy down. There was never an elbow shot. Maybe you could get your analogy on this. Would love to hear it, but it was like a shoulder tackle twisting. It wasn't even like I thought it was like a European uppercut twisting, but it wasn't even like that whatsoever. Got the 1, 2, 3, but Zion Quinn, even though he takes the L, even though they're giving him all this crap of, I don't know, burying the guy, he did look impressive for a guy in his, I don't know, what is he, 6'2", 6'3"? Very impressive. You got to admit, I wish we could see more of the intro. They had to cut it. Part I hate it. This is going to be, for me, it's tough too because Zion Quinn is always 5, but it's not really a 5, so I'm just going to go a 4 because it was a good match and it should have been the main event match.
This match should have definitely been the main event match. I agree with you. I give it a 4-star as well. It was a good match. It delivered. Zion Quinn didn't mess up. He sold very well. He gave shots very well. His wall even looked good. Dragunov looked super impressive. Like I said, his intensity's on another level. His finisher sickening with that torpedo Moscow. It's just, he's good. He's good, man.
What is it? But what is it, though? Is it like...
It's his own move, man.
Twisting European, or is he like twists like a torpedo and bumps you?
I think it's a combo of the shoulder and the elbow.
You know what it looked like? It looked like M. Bison's move when he just goes shh.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
It's different. It's different.
Like I thought it was a European. I thought it was European.
He uses his whole body. I think he hits you with his whole body, man. Hard.
I don't know. It looked like an M. Bison move to me.
All I know is he looked great in his NXT debut, and he looked big time. Zion did the job. Made him look even better. Good. Yeah, of course, Zion does look big.
He And he did make Zion look better.
Zion's backbreaker is really good. I'll give him that. His backbreaker looked like he killed this guy. It looked like he split him in half like Bane broke Batman. That was good. So Zion Quinn was impressive tonight. Now we're going to see, Zion. He's going to move on. We'll see what's going to happen with his career, where he's going to go for Halloween Havoc. Hopefully he's...
he'll be...
I have an idea already. I think he's going to be taking on Quincy Elliott and ending his life, but we'll get into that shortly.
Again.
We get we see a shot of Damon Kemp walking backstage. Creeds are having a prep talk to take us to commercial break because they're going to have a match as well. It's going to be Damon Kemp versus Brutus. But now we have to deal with this promo from Lash Legend and Wendy Chu, which I honestly didn't even pay attention to this promo. This whole match to me, just delete it. Yeah, it's not even... It's bad. I mean, look at the screenshot, guys. Do you really want to see these two ladies go at it in a match of any kind?
Don't want to see it.
Nobody.
Don't want to see it.
Nobody. Let's get into this match that I did want to see. Brutus Creed versus Damon Kemp. Creed hot out the gates with the double legs and knee lift into the Carolyn lift. Kemp hot shots him to cut him off. We get a knee shot. We get all kinds of wrestling going on. They're throwing around. He tries to ground Brutus, hanging on to him. Creed finally reverses into a slam, but immediately gets posted in the corner. We get a schoolboy cover for two. Brutus pounces him to the floor. Damon's had enough. He grabs a chair and just begins to beat the holy hell out of Brutus. Brutus Creed wins by disqualification. Post-match, the chair shot assault continued as referees began to come down, pull the chairs away, and separate the two. Damon screams into the camera that if Julius wants some, he should get some. Come get some, and he leaves as well. What did you see in this match? I was disappointed that it ended like this.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't even have a lot of notes because that's how much this match really, really disappoints. Brutus jump starts the match with the strikes on the ramp. Brutus does the gun wrench suplex. And the only thing that Kemp does in this entire match is that neck hold submission. Can you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was very, very disappointed. I was expecting more for an Olympic athlete. And you and I can agree, when he was in tag matches with Dynamite, he was doing a lot more moves than what he did tonight.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to Damon Kemp? I do not know. So this match was just flat. I put the only funny part was Kemp was going crazy and hit this guy with chair shots, which I thought was funny as fuck.
The chair shots were very entertaining, though.
Yeah, entertaining, I agree, which will make it a 2-star. But let's face it, as wrestling-wise, Kemp did absolutely nothing in this match.
But that wasn't the point of the match. Whoever booked it, maybe Sean booked it, he just told them, well, you're going to go out tonight, have a little, skirmish with this guy for a minute. Just get fed up, go get the steel chair and start beating the fuck out of him because we want to make you a bad guy. We want to make the Creed brothers good guys. So it did work. The crowd was Damon Kemp definitely has some heat right now from that NXT Performance Center. Let's be honest about that, man. There you see he actually bent the chair. He was hitting Brutus so fucking hard. Refs finally grabbed the chair away, and that's gonna take us into our next promo between Sanga and Quincy Elliott. Sanga thanks Quincy for the positive energy. Zion Quinn walks by. Quincy goes on to tell him, I took your advice. And that X Factor you're talking about, I just don't see it in you.
This guy going to get his ass whipped, I swear to God. Zion Quinn's going to whoop your ass. I can't wait.
Quincy was even shitting on Zion Quinn. So my question is this. If Quincy Elliott goes on to defeat Zion Quinn, how are you going to feel about that?
Well, first of all, it's never going to happen. Let's face it. NXT level up. Zion Quinn beat Quincy Elliott. It's going to happen again. So I'm not worried about it. I know. Let me tell you. For anybody behind the scenes, folks, if you don't know who Quincy Elliott is, Google it, and you will see how horrible. It's like Vader and Goldust had a baby. It's really bad. Okay. Google this person and realize that if you put a jetpack on this guy, it's a fucking joke. All right. So we all know that Zion Quinn's gonna get the W on this clown.
Poor Sanga. I feel like Sanga had... Oh, man. Poor Sanga.
Sanga just went from a superstar to a loser real quick. What the hell is wrong with Sanga? Are you crying? Oh my God, no, too bad.
I don't know,
man. You're right, brother.
I don't know. There's the picture of Zion Quinn with Quincy Elliott. I thought this was funny that he was. I think Quincy's pushing the wrong button here because he just took a nasty L.
Bro, I don't want to see this guy in a tracksuit fucking twerking, bro. Please, this is bad, bro. This is really, really bad. During put this guy on TV.
Nah, it's all right.
Oh my God, bro.
During the break, Nikita Lyons was talking shit with Stark, saying that they coming for those tag team titles. Toxic Attraction say those titles look good on us, not you. Mandy says, shut your mouths. There's 2 of you and 3 of us. And of course, Alba Fire has to show up and set ablaze, lights the ground on fire, and says, it looks even to me now. So I'm assuming we're getting a 3-on-3 match next week now.
Well, first of all, let's give credit. NXT is finally going to be live next week, so I don't know if it's because the season is coming up for all brands.
Yes.
So I'm really glad about that. But Alba Fire once again, Savage. What the fuck, man? I cannot take this girl seriously as an Eagles contender. It's just bad.
This is just another person that Mandy's going to beat. That's how I look at it. End of story. Move on. But let's get into the Grayson Waller effect, which is going to be live next week on NXT, just like you mentioned. Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade are going to be the special guests.
One of the greatest.
Jade, make sure you have your Instagram open and try to get on his show. And you go in, and he's going to have his phone ready to go like he did last time. He'll be taking live questions.
One of the greatest rivalries that we have ever seen. If you ever saw Macho Man versus Ultimate Warrior, you're in for another classic between Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez.
That's a stretch of stretches I've seen right there. Oh, real quick, what do you think about them walking Aaron Judge 4 times tonight?
What do you think? This guy's going to break the record? No team wants to get that on their record.
But like there should be like huge fines, in my opinion, because this is a game and every player should have a chance. So every intentional fine, but every intentional walk costs the team $5 million.
Bro, it don't matter. I would do it, bro. Because you know why? There's only like 10, 12 games left, and I'm only playing him twice. So that's $10 million I'll lose. Okay, he's gonna
get the record, bro. He's gonna get the record, man.
I don't know.
It's gonna come down to a situation where the team can't walk him, because if they walk him, they're going to score, and then they lose. Something like that's going to happen. Is it going to happen twice? I don't know. Poor Judge.
If I was the manager, I would be like, no, we're not going to let this
but do you want him to break the record, though? Are you rooting for him or no?
No. No.
Why? You're not a Yankees fan? You're a Mets fan?
Mets, man.
But it's New York, bro. Aaron Judge, bro. 62. Come on.
Man, look. It will be a great achievement. But come on, let's face it. No team in MLB wants that on their record. So why would they? Why are you surprised that he walked?
No, not at all. I just think it's fucked up. Also, next week on NXT, Von Wagner versus Andre Chase, and we're gonna get a very special peek.
That's gonna be right now.
Oh well, that's gonna be interesting. I think with the way Von Wagner's been booked lately. Poor Andre Chase is about to get fucking dumped on.
She'll win the whole fucking thing.
He probably will. And then next week, we're also going to get the State of the Commonwealth Address featuring the new NXT Tag Team Champions.
These guys are going to shit on us. These guys are going
to shit on us poor people. Live at 8 o'clock. So make sure you're there. Next week might be the week you want to start watching NXT again. All right? Especially you AEW fans out there, because you're going to start seeing a lot of your favorite AEW wrestlers in NXT soon. Okay. And now we're going to get into the main event of the night, which, in my opinion, the match actually delivered more than I expected it to. I expected nothing from this match. Nor did I care about this match. But it was a pub rules match. It was all-out brawling. There was ropes, there was garbage cans, there was tables, there was chairs, there was glasses. By glasses, I mean like a glass that they broke over each other's heads. Briggs and Jensen end up getting the win with a trash can assisted total elimination on Mark Kofi. Post-match, security had to hold Gallus back. They ended up punching out a referee, and it looked like they even got arrested. What did you see in this match, Jay, and would you rate it?
No, it didn't do nothing for me. I'll be nice. I actually would rate it. Let me change it. I'll give it a 1. But it didn't really do nothing for me. The belt sequence was pretty funny. I thought that was cool. But boy, the Gallus go more harder than Jensen and Bridges. Jensen and Bridges is just bad. They're really bad. And especially when Jensen was overselling, it was just too much. Grabbing the referee and all that. I just don't like that. It's just way overboard. This match was really stupid. You should just call it a hardcore match. That's what it really was. So, this pub rules, I don't know why. Maybe because it came out with a rope. Let's talk about Jensen with the shittiest heel kick that I have ever seen in my life that didn't even hit nowhere. The finish was that sweet clothesline with the garbage can on this guy's head. And what's even more stupid about this is the fact that Gallus gets arrested.
Yeah, that was bad.
What the fuck? That is even icing on the cake. I seen really bad things, but this is really bad. So, just a 1 star just because I enjoyed that belt sequence.
Like you said, the belt sequence was okay. It kind of made up for a lot of it, but I give them an A for effort. I'll give it a 1.5. I'll be a little nicer than you. A 1.5 for effort. They actually tried to take some bumps. They took some moves. They were taking belt shots. They tried to entertain the fans. Did they achieve that? Mildly.
What was bad? That the table spots, they were all bad. Like, you already knew this guy was going to a table as soon as he came out.
Yeah, it was just silly. I didn't like the
time.
trash can spot when they stuck the guy in the trash can. I thought that was terrible. Briggs and Jensen end up getting the big win. Gallus gets arrested, like Jay says right there in the picture. NXT, I'll give it a 1.5. But for me, the match of the night was definitely Zion Quinn and Dragunov by far. 100%. That should have been the main event. Quick reminder about tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's going to be our AEW Dynamite show. And Jay will be here. I will be here. Gilch will be here. And we will also have our first guest that is a professional wrestler. And his name is The Sweeper. And you're going to see him here before he makes it to the big time. Because I think I've seen this kid in action twice now. He gets pops. The fans are behind him.
I need to see video.
He takes bumps. I have video. I can show you some. He takes bumps. He's a high flyer. He's fast. He's got a pretty cute little gimmick right now, The Sweeper. I like it. He comes in.
Sweeps floors.
He sweeps the ring, and he sweeps the ring of all the filth. And he's trying to get rid of all the dirt in the ring, Clean out all the scumbags. He's the Sweeper, baby. Anyway, The Sweeper will be here tomorrow night live. And we'll be talking to him. We're going to ask him about his time at Creative Pro and what it's like to work with legends like Brian Myers and who else he's worked with. He probably has worked with a lot of people over the years. He might even have some stories about MJF, Max Caster, who are fellow students at Creative Pro. Obviously, those guys are part of the alumni of graduates. But this guy's been around for a little bit now. I feel like he's on that he's on that journey to become a graduate from Creative Pro. And then usually the graduates from Creative Pro all go on to have very big careers. Most notably, obviously, MJF. He might even have Matt Cardona stories as well. He might have some Matt Cardona.
He'll probably go to MLW.
It's a possibility. Maybe. Well, I want to talk to him. I want to see what he's interested in. What product does he like the best? Does he like WWE? Does he like AEW? Does he like Impact? Who's his favorite? We're going to find out tomorrow night. More with The Sweeper. We'll be live at 10:30 on the dot. Make sure you're back tomorrow night. We'll be talking about wrestling yet again. Tomorrow night, you're going to get John Moxley versus Juice Robinson live September 28th on TBS Bullet Club in the house representing. Moxley going to go over strong. Don't forget to head over to shopaew.com and order your Devil Worshipper t-shirt. Just remember, it may take 4 to 8 weeks for delivery.
Thanks.
I still didn't get it.
Horrible.
And not this shirt. I didn't order this shirt. I ordered another MJF shirt. I'll never order that shirt. Ever. You hear me, Tony? Because I'm not a devil worshiper, and I don't like that shit. Don't put it on the shirt. Yeah, I'm going to put that on a shirt, so my son calls me one day, oh, Dad, I want the devil worshiper shirt. No, you don't. But on good news, though, for all you MJF fans out there, MJF will be appearing live tomorrow night on Dynamite. We're also going to hear from Saraya tomorrow night, live for the first time. Let's see what she has to say. It's been a long time before we've seen her on a live wrestling television show cutting a promo. Who's she going to work with, man? Is she going right after Tony Storm? I can see Britt Baker. I can see Britt Baker coming out first, man. Britt and Saraya, man. That's got to be the match.
Britt deserves it.
For the number one contender.
Britt and her will make the most money.
You know Tony's going to do the same thing with CM Punk that he did with Punk. He's going to make this chick champion like in the next 4 or 5 months. Easy. Guaranteed.
Be careful.
I know.
We'll see.
He can't be careful.
We'll see.
And tomorrow, you get to see Le Champion, Le Sex God, the Ayatollah of rock and roll, Y2J, the GOAT of professional wrestling. He's still doing it today. He's breaking Undertaker records. He is a walking, living man of 10,000 holds, 10,000 words. He'll cut a promo on you and slice you like a piece of turkey. Slice you up real nice because he's the wizard. He's Chris Jericho. He's the Lionheart, and he's going to be competing tomorrow night. Competing at 50-something years old. He just won his title last week at Grand Slam, and he's putting it on the line this week on Dynamite against Impact's own Bandito. Do you know about Bandito?
No, who cares? It's sure be an entertaining match.
Jericho's definitely winning this match. Let's be honest. 100%. There's no way he's not. Chris Jericho.
Well, it should be a good show. I mean, it's going to be entertaining. Our first guest, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see. See how it goes with me. I don't know.
It's going to be interesting to pick the brain of the sweeper and, see where his head at is in the current state of wrestling. Like, what did he grow up watching? Who's his favorite wrestler? Because he's much younger than us, and he's actually in the ring taking bumps, Jay. So, tomorrow night, find out live. Find out more about the sweeper. Get to know him before the whole world finds out who he is. And, of course, catch Savage, Jay, Guild, shout out to Dave, shout out to Crittext for our theme song. You have been watching NXT, and this is Wrestling with Savage. Everybody have a good night, and God bless.
Amazing, and I just want to say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man.
Yeah.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.